The mandate of the competition is pretty simple. It's a development competition, and obviously we want to be as competitive as we possibly can, and that's certainly been the case in the first 3 games to date. But I think probably one of the biggest bonuses and pluses for us has been seeing people who have come through the pathway, get closer up to the top of that pathway now and make their debuts, and not only make their debuts but perform as well. And I think there's been some really pleasing performances, some good development over the course of the 3 games as well in those performances, and I think it has put us in a good place and puts us in a good place going into the weekend.
Does last Friday down in Cork fall under the banner of a pleasing performance?
Yeah, I think it was mixed, to be honest. I think you look at the first 25 minutes was as good as I've seen us play, as good as I've seen any Leinster team play, Leinster A team play in a while. But there was aspects. You got to remember these are still young players, and there was aspects of the performance where we just got a little bit loose towards the end of that first half and allowed Munster back into it either side of half time. We showed good character towards the end and good resolve to close out the game and actually scored a try at the end with 14 players. As I said, there were certainly aspects that were really pleasing, but there were aspects where I think we'll need to be quite a bit better, and that's all part of the development as well, I suppose. And it's about growing, learning, and moving on from it.
I just want to ask you about the Andrew Smith try in that game. It's gotten a lot of attention online. Obviously, the finish is fantastic, but there's so much good work that goes into the build-up of that to allow Andrew to make that spectacular finish. Yeah,
absolutely. Andrew finished well. There's absolutely no question about that. But you go back to the start of that play. There's an excellent scrum from the forwards, which provides a really good launch platform. Jack Kelly gets over the gain line really, really well. It's well resourced, and you look at the speed of Rowan Osborne to get in, get the ball away to Harry, and then Harry ripped a good flat pass across. And that takes nothing away from the finish. It's just the reality. It's not about the individual. It's about the collective. And I think Andrew will be the first to recognise the input and the value of the input from the rest of his teammates.
Finally, obviously, another challenge coming this weekend, looking to kind of continue these good performances that have been put in over the last few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's about. It's about growing through the competition, and there, as I mentioned already, there are aspects of the performance that we're trying to get better this week. It's going to be a great challenge. Ulster have been quite cohesive. They've selected the same team now for almost 5 weeks in a row. They played 2 warm-up games as well prior to this, so it's going to be a huge challenge for the boys. But what a fantastic opportunity this weekend for us to grow and I suppose to build on what has been a positive 3 weeks to date.